Each time we go to visit my sister in Maryland, we stay at the same room at this hotel chain where they add the word suites. So it sounds more fancy. It just means there's a microwave and a coffee maker in the room. Our first experience with room 207 was when Jonah was 2 and Eliza was 4.
It's the Sunday before Memorial Day. Don's home while Jonah naps, thank God. So I'm taking Eliza to buy groceries at Trader Joe's. She loves Trader Joe's because the guys there always give her a balloon. Eliza has this odd little obsession with balloons. She sees one and she has to have it. But then, as if it were a 7-layer wedding cake or a nuclear warhead, everyone has to get out of her way when she's holding it. She walks slowly, staring at it. And if it accidentally rubs against anything and makes that awful squeaky sound, she screams as if bloody worms were about to ooze from its nozzle and call her fat. And yet she worships it, and she hates herself for having to have one, but loves it all at the same time. Basically, it's me with a York peppermint.
We put the kids to bed in the bedroom, and Dawn and I decided to sleep on the pull-out couch of the adjoining living room. We were on West Coast time, so the kids were wide awake until about midnight. Suddenly, just as I was finishing up the last bedtime story, I noticed Eliza was scratching her head. A lot. I switch on the light for a closer look. Yep. Crawling in and out of strands of her platinum blonde locks, a sly, disgusting, cocky little louse. Immediately, instinctively, I started scratching my own head. That's when she started screaming, "Lice! Lice!" We just recently gone through this at home, and she picked up from us that lice were the devil. I shushed her as though it would make it less true. I pulled both kids out of the bed and started stripping the sheets. I calmed her down a bit as I frantically looked through Jonah's hair to see if the bug had siblings. Thankfully, Jonah's scalp was clean. Oh, no, there was one. Damn it. I see Don throwing on his coat and shoes. "Where are you going?" I asked, desperate not to be left alone with the little critters who were now infested with little critters. It was all too much. "I'm going to find an all-night pharmacy." "What for? All they have is Rid," I warned him. "So, I'll get that." He was already halfway out the door. "It's pure poison." "Great," he says. "Then it won't take long to kill them." "You mean the kids." I knew I was being a bitch. But why? I knew one of us had to go out and get something to put in their hair. And I didn't want to drive out into the night almost as much as I didn't want to stay alone in that hideously cursed room 207. "No way," Dawn protested. "I am not getting into this with you right now. I am sorry they don't have lavender oil or coconut juice or the fucking yolk of a dove's egg you think naturally. But it's 1 in the morning and we're desperate." And he was gone.
As we're driving home from Trader Joe's, I see Pier 1 and remember I was supposed to get a patio umbrella. Shit! Oh God, I wonder if I can wait. But then I decided to go for it. "Okay, Monkey, we're just going in, getting the umbrella, and going right home. You can help pick the color, okay? But super fast. Because we have meat in the car, we don't want it to go bad." Eliza holds the string balloon I said she was forbidden to have. She stares at it as if eye contact alone will keep it from popping. I tell her we have to leave the balloon in the car. She doesn't want to let it go. I have no time to negotiate. "Listen, if you bring it, it will pop." She's not buying it. "It will pop, honey, and it will be very loud, and then it will die, and everyone will cry." Done. It's not exactly a lie. It could pop. Whatever, I'm a horrible parent.
Eliza started screaming again. She felt something crawling down her back. She was convinced the eggs were hatching in her scalp and millions of bugs trying to bite her. This, of course, only made Jonah scream. So that was fun. At around 1:30 a.m., someone knocked at my door and asked that we keep it down. I glared at the guy. I mean, honestly, it wasn't like we were having a kegger and blaring Lady Gaga all night. Believe me, if I could have kept it down, I would have. I wanted to tell him, keep it down. But well, A, that's not a clever comeback, and B, kind of ridiculous and hysterical and irrational, all the things I was feeling. The poor guy wasn't wrong. My kids had, in fact, woken him up, and I felt terrible. I threw both the kids into the bathtub. Amazingly effective at calming them down, I must say. Dawn got home with the battery acid for the kids here at 2:30. And by 3 a.m., both the kids were asleep.
Inside, we head right to the patio umbrellas. They come in green, orange, and beige. Oh, and a striped one. I know we definitely don't want that one, but can build a case in favor of any of the others. Oh, I hate how indecisive I am. Having seen and admired the R.J. Cutler documentary September issue, I vowed to be more like Anna Wintour in my everyday life. Which color umbrella, Dan, says my inner Wintour. Don't be a pussy. Pick the right one or you're fired. Simple as that, there can only be one right choice. Eliza reminds me that green is my favorite color. Yes, green is good, but in a decidedly un-Anna Wintour move, I take out my BlackBerry and snap photos of the color choices and email them to Don. Meanwhile, a very cute 20-something sales clerk approaches wearing this cool lime-colored polo shirt. Your daughter's adorable, he says over his shoulder. I smile thinking, so are you. But I don't say it, of course. I'm not that guy. And I look around. Where is my adorable daughter? I can't find her. She's gone!
The next day in room 207, about 6 months later, one of the kids wet the bed in the middle of the night, which hadn't happened in over a year and felt completely arbitrary. We chalked it up to the travel stress. Oh, and the bedtime milk boxes, for which the kids had campaigned by jumping on the bed singing, "Just this once! Just this once!" over and over again. Sorry, ever since my sister's cheerleading days, I'm a sucker for any kind of synchronized chanting. We called the front desk to get a new set of sheets. The housekeeper arrived, a middle-aged woman who had clearly never been introduced to Spanx and didn't seem to care. She was the definition of jolly. She entered the room and insisted on changing the beds for us. Delighted by the kids, she asked them tons of questions and told them stories of her own. She looked at their bed and then over to us at our pull-out couch. She tried to take in the whole scenario as she headed out of the room. Then she turned back. "Are you the ones with the lice last year?" She asked. I was completely shocked the story had made Sweet's lore. Had nothing else really happened in this place in a whole year to erase that silly incident from people's minds? I guess stories of lost room keys and jammed soda machines couldn't compete. Yep, sorry about the middle of the night yelling. I suppose everyone heard about it. This makes her laugh more than she should. "Oh, yeah," she says. Then she looks around again and finally asks boldly, "Where's their mother?"
Just before going to the panic place, I see Eliza emptying a basket of colorful animal-shaped soaps onto the floor in aisle 5. I run over. "Bet those animals are pretty clean, huh? Smell, Daddy." She holds one up to my nose. I almost gag. It's cherry or berry or, wait, no, it smells like a urinal puck. Oh, I want to sneeze. I think about the hamburger meat in the back of my car. Shit, I gotta hurry. "No, honey, we're not buying soaps today," I say. Cute gay sales guy comes back just in time for me to demonstrate how sweet yet firm I can be. I feel myself unconsciously suck in my stomach. "Eliza, you were smart to pick the cute soaps, but we can't buy..." "I have to go poopy, Daddy," she cuts me off, jumping to her feet. Cute gay sales guy leans the various umbrellas against the counter. Eliza retreats behind my leg. "Hey, how do you go about becoming a dad?" he asks. I want to have kids if I can find a boyfriend first." Ooh, I love that he's asked. What a great opportunity to tell him about the process, to encourage him, to be a role model. "We adopted," I say, "and I really want to tell you about it, but listen, don't go anywhere," I tell him. "We're going to go potty." I don't want him to think I'm blowing him off. I want to be encouraging. I have a responsibility, don't I, to the gay dads of the future. "Come on, Daddy, let's go." Eliza is whining. Perfect. It's like my skills as a father, my identity as a gay man, my ability to pay it forward, and my flair for hosting barbecues are all being tested. And I'm failing at all of them. Why did I have to buy the umbrella and grocery shop and take Eliza all at the same time? Why did I agree to host a stupid barbecue? Why did I agree to have kids? I've definitely bitten off more than I can chew, but I'm sure Anna Winter could handle it all. I hand him my credit card. Look, why don't you run my card? I'll be right back, I say, forcing a smile, though there's clearly panic in my voice and fury in my eyes. He smiles empathetically. I fall in love with him just a little more. I have a close-second fantasy about my life with cute gay sales guy. Driving around in a Range Rover, our child who never has to go poopy is sitting in her basement. Aisle of Pier 1 loot we scored with his employee discount in the trunk. Oh, and he's not wearing a shirt. And I look like Ricky Martin. What? Oh, it's a fantasy, or was. Eliza's still crying. I know, he says you have meat in the car. He smiles, winks, maybe, or I imagine that.
It's not like I haven't been asked where my kid's mom is before. It happens from time to time. Usually in places outside the bigger cities, which serves to remind those of us lucky enough to get cocky about how normal we feel in our lives as same-sex parents, that it's not like that everywhere. It's good to be reminded that, oh yeah, this is weird for some people. So I usually have understanding and patience when I answer the question from those who just don't have first-hand experience with us gays. But I've also been known to respond like a total asshole. I pretend, either I pretend not to speak English, or I'll start looking around as though I only just realized that their mother is missing. Oh God, where is she?
Eliza and I race into the bathroom. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything, I chant, faster than I usually do. I then do my standard elaborate Egyptian mummification with toilet paper on the seat, preparing it for her perch. She sits, but nothing happens. She shrugs. Don't look at me, Daddy. I don't want you to see my poopy face. Oh, I didn't realize my daughter had a poopy face. What I do as I'm told, facing the wall. I position myself so I can glance in the mirror at her adorable mozzarella face as she squeezes out a turd. She really is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh, how did I get so lucky? So blessed, so... Shit, that meat. I turn to face Eliza. Okay, sweetie, listen, will you do Daddy a big, super big favor and go potty right now so we can get home before we have to throw all the groceries away? A part of me is hoping a little added stress may jolt the crap right out of her. Come on, she did beg to go to the bathroom only 3 minutes ago. Oh, what's the use? By now there's probably a crowd lining up behind my car, which is transformed into an In-N-Out burger. And I've undermined the future of the gay movement by failing to deliver more than a few cursory words when I should have been inspirational. And here I am, facing a pea-stained wall at the Pier 1 Imports men's room, all for a tacky striped umbrella I've decided to buy because I am nothing like Anna Wintour.
Most of the time, I take a breath, ignore the insensitivity, chalk it up to ignorance, and explain our family. But on this day, something about her assumption set me off. As though somehow I thought she thought if a traditional mom had been in a picture, there would not have been any lice. Where's your chin? I want to ask her. I mean, there's just so many. It's hard for me to suss out. I want to hurt her. No. I want her to know she had hurt me with her question. Well, I don't know where you're from, but this is America. And even if we don't have the same rights as you do to marry the person you've committed your life to, we do have the right to start a family. So maybe you're too close-minded or cold-hearted or just plain ignorant to be able to imagine that two men could be parents. But guess what? We were fortunate enough to be a part of an adoption plan with a wonderfully generous young woman in Wisconsin, not just once, but twice, blessing us with the opportunity to give our kids a loving home and a well-rounded education, which is clearly something you missed. Silence. She was stunned. And then she spoke. No. I just remember you all from last time. There was a woman here, short, curly hair. That was my sister. I said, turning red, and hoping that this, in fact, would be my moment of death. As she headed out the door, she turned back quietly. I apologize. I guess I was mistaking her for the kid's mother. Weirdly, she didn't stay for the rest of the Q&A. That would be the last time we would stay at that particular hotel. Clearly not for any fault of the place or its staff. It was just something about room 207 that brought out the worst in us. In me. I also avoid that room number at any other hotel where I stay now, just to be safe.
Finally, Eliza's done and we flee to the checkout. Cute gay sales guy has given me 30% off. I am speechless. More model discount, he says, smiling at me. Oh my God, should I ask him out? Right, I have a kid. And another one at home. And I'm married. Hello. I sign the receipt, thank him profusely, and wish him luck. Definitely check out Vista Del Mar Adoption Services, I say, dragging Eliza and my new umbrella toward the car. I hope I've done my duty to future gay dads, because I definitely have not done my duty as a dad to be patient and loving and understanding of my 5-year-old, who didn't ask to be dragged around on errands with me, even if I did cave on the balloon thing. The only one who's done her duty today in both senses of the word is Eliza. And good for her for taking care of herself, because after all the stress and anxiety I put myself through, the meat was fine. And cute gay sales guy, I can't be responsible for him and his parenting choices, right? I mean, what do I look like? Let him Google gay adoption if he needs more hand-holding. Not my problem. And he shouldn't wear lime. Not that shade of lime anyway. What is this, Miami? Ooh, that feels good. Very out of character for me. And very Anna Wintour.